Good day, lords and ladies of the internet. I am your host today, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I welcome you all back to Limbus Company. Face the sins, save the ego. But the question today is, what sin are we facing? For you see, last time we encountered our new opponent, N-Corp. We're fighting an entire corporation, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, good God, what's gonna happen to us? But that doesn't explain what's wrong with Sinclair, because something is very wrong with Sinclair at the moment, isn't he? Perhaps you'd know something about that, Faust. Perhaps? Maybe? Who can say? Well, I'm sure we're gonna find out this time, though. So before we do anything, I've got a couple of rewards to redeem, because I've upgraded the battle pass enough. So let's see what this fluid tank sack is all about, shall we? Give it here. Have it thee to boot. Can we just appreciate the, animations that happen with these things? The initial animations are awesome. They really are. Alright then, because you're clearly for Gregor, what is this one going to be? Listen, you sure you can stand after this? Is that an ego based on the golden apple? Also, it was hold on, was that Zalin? Oh my God, it is Zalin. Are you the only one which has more than one Zalin? It's also AoE, which makes it very nice. It's a Zalin that can corrode, yes. It's also quite cheap and works very well with this identity because it's sloth and gluttony. Well, AoE, sloth and gluttony. What would its passive be? On hit, inflict 5 maggots. At the end of the turn, take gluttony damage by count. Increase bleed count by 1, then reduce this effect's count by 1. Alright. Well, it's AoE either way, so I'll equip it. What about yours? What is this anyway? 15 plus 18, so it has the potential to hit very hard. Gloom, Pride, and Lust, pretty good. Not bad. Heads hit, Burst, Tremor. On hit, deal SP damage. Well, it's another way to burst Tremor at least, so that's good. The target of the rightmost skill on the dashboard loses SP by Gloom something. After the attack, abnormalities take gloom damage instead. We've reached the town of Claw. A similar song welcomes us, followed by a morbid sight of trees festooned with horrifying things. The smoke that was fairly visible through the bus windows covered the whole town. What a mess this is, huh? By the way, don't you hear a familiar song from somewhere? Oh yeah! I know this one! Used to hear this tune an awful lot on snowy days. They played it a bunch during wartime to raise our spirits. Did the exact opposite for me. The song evoked various memories in the group. For me, I'm not sure. It's definitely familiar, but it doesn't bring up any clear images in my head. However, I could still feel a faint splash of feeling from deep in my heart. Maybe I knew this song before I lost my memory. This mist of emotion roused in me, though it doesn't feel precious or warm. An ache. An inexplicable sting is what I felt.
맞아요.
Right. That day, it was snowy like this,
노래가 들리다.
and that song was playing. The trees before us were decorated with grim ornaments. Yeah, body parts, that's pretty grim. All sorts of internal organs and mechanical parts were hung from the branches, as if someone put people's innards on full display. What do you mean, as if someone? Someone did put someone's organs and mechanical parts on display. But
이건 너무
isn't
지독한
that
거
going
아니야?
too far?
클래식.
A classic,
아니,
but
기치하고.
more skitsky than anything.
근방에 생존자는 없다.
There are no survivors nearby. Then everything finally fell into place. It's just like...
마이크 테스트.
There's no point trying to repeat that. A piercing sound caused the group to cover their ears.
모두 즐거운 성탄절
Enjoying
보내고
your
있나?
Noel, everyone.
고요하지는
The night isn't
않지만
really
거룩한
silent, but it
밤이지.
sure is holy. Isn't Christmas still a fair way off?
네, 한참이죠.
You're right. It's not anytime soon.
내 이름은 크로머.
My name is Chroma. I'm a humanitarian who loves purity, and the one who grips the hammer.
이곳을 어떻게
I don't
넘어왔는지는
know how you managed to
모르겠지만
get here, but you're trespassing on private property. As you can see, this hallowed ground is undergoing our nailing judgment. I hope you like the decorations I set up. We don't. Well, let's just say that you got lost. Turn back now and a fine will be all you have to pay. I'm feeling generous. Today is the nativity after all. Oh, before that, is Gildo there? Guido there?
이곳에 있나니.
Here I stand. Good. Just in case, do you see any heretics over there? The massive man named Gildo, who responded to her, turns to us. He intently stares into each of us until his eyes fall upon me. He gazes at me for a very long time. Although he was wearing a mask, those eyes of his, they froze us completely still, as if his glare nailed us to the ground.
순수하지 아니한 자와
I see an
그들의
impure
주종꾼이
one and their
함께합니다.
followers,
그리고
and with
말씀하신
them,
그
the
아이도
child you spoke of. Really? My Sinclair is back? Come see me, Sinclair. I'll be waiting at the familiar spot. Coma.
크로모.
I can hear Sinclair grinding and gnashing his teeth. He made a dreadful noise. I couldn't be sure if it was from hatred or fear. Take out the rest, Gildo. Or should I myself? I wouldn't mind.
쥐는 자께서는
I urge you to
불순한
focus on
것을
hammering the
두드리는 일에
impure, O one who
집중하소서.
grips. Good, good. Let's keep up the purification. Now then, everyone. Yeah, Merry Christmas. A number of Inquisitors gathered around Gildo. He stands firm behind them. Coward! He's not making any movement, but his presence alone is threatening enough. An intense aura of hostility was radiating straight from him. Coward! Alright then, this is going to be bad because I'm against triple waves and a person that uses bullets.
따라와 주세요.
Go, everyone! I know it's probably gonna take a bit to take him down, but... Ooh, I got 2 triples. Nice.
행동을 개시합니다.
Let's see if we can actually put it to use. Well, we staggered 2 of them, so... Can't be too bad. Because Uptie 3 goes a long way in finishing these levels.
참여하게 되리라.
Like Peck, Uptie 3 goes a long way in finishing these levels. Uptie 3 does fuck all. Oh, just fucking roll some dice! It's not the Uptie 3 that wins me anything, it's winning bloody coin flips, which I can't do, because guess what? I am me!
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
지금이 기회입니다. 표적 무력화. 표적 완전 무력화. 지금이 기회입니다. 당연한 결과죠.
늘 새롭다니까요.
Goodbye. Go.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
Die! Why do I try? Can only do this if you win coin flips, and winning coin flips is just not possible.
표적 확인. 그 자식은 아직 살아있어.
Die! Cool! Everyone but one person is staggered! Perfect! Sinclair, come on! Come the fuck on, Sinclair!
늘 새롭다니까요.
Hey, you know what you can do? You can win a coin flip! You can win a coin flip! Time to kill some
교전
bastards.
시작합니다.
Go, go, AoE!
들어가보죠.
내가 너를 위해 기도할 것이니 넌 반드시 부서진다.
Did that just murder? No, not quite.
무가치 한 저항일 뿐.
Almost. Probably will now, though.
모든 결과들은 하우스트가 알아요.
He might be dead.
나의 손으로
Probably
달달할 수
not.
있다면
He didn't win the coin flip. Okay, maybe he is. Good.
표적 완전
Good.
무력화.
Marvelous. Wow, you lost the whirlwind. Fuck you. He literally does not care. Now die, heretic!
침묵하라.
Die.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
Shield bash to death. Kill
늘
steal.
새롭다니까요.
Marvelous.
힘든 상대였어요.
That was a
저자가
tough
완전히
opponent.
정신을 차리기
We should
전에
move on before they
우선
come
도망치자.
back to their senses.
수치스러운 소리를 잘도
What a
짓거리는
shameful thing to say. A soldier does not retreat before the enemy when victory is in sight.
지금 군인 정신이
Can't you
중요할
save
때예요?
the military drill for a better time? Ishmael is right. That's not someone we can beat easily.
철수하겠습니다.
We will fall back. Otis reluctantly backed down. Sinclair, do you know what that chroma meant by that familiar spot? That's... well... Sinclair shook. He was seemingly overwhelmed with dread. But I could also see a teeth-grinding anger in him that surpassed his fear. Looking at him, a thought blossomed in my mind. You need to talk, Sinclair. You need to talk, Sinclair. Tell us what you know, and you'll prevent half the deaths we might suffer.
작전의 성공률도 올라간다.
It'll also raise the likelihood of our success. I'm looking forward to hearing something useful. I hope I'm doing the right thing as the manager. Sinclair shook his head upon hearing my words, breathed in, and finally opened his mouth after some struggle.
우리 집이요.
My house.
크로마는 분명 그곳에 있을 거예요.
That's where Chroma must be.
너 그 자식이랑
So,
아는 사이야?
you know that bird.
아, 젠장.
Bollocks. My head is
하도
still
피가
pounding
찢어질
thanks to her
도도소리에서
shrill
머리가 다
laugh.
지끈거리네.
학교에서 만났어요.
I met her at school.
저런
Oh
혹시
boy.
친구였어?
She's a friend of
친구라면
yours?
잘 타일렀으면
Whatever's
좋겠는데.
going on, sure, I hope you can talk it out.
친구 아니에요.
She's not my friend.
그러면-
Chroma killed my family.
우리 가족들을 죽였어요.
Well, that's an awkward thing to respond with.
미안해.
My bad. A prosthetic head hanging from a tree slowly turned to face us. Lights and sparks occasionally flickered within.
싱클레어 왜
Why
거니?
did you return? Heath sure is throwing out that British slang. Shut up! I already realised he's British. I can't help it.
싱클레어?
Sinclair,
이웃들이야?
are those your neighbours? Roger asked while looking at the dismembered prostheses.
그런 것 같아요.
It looks like they were. Looks like they
아니었으면
were.
좋겠지만.
I really hope that isn't the case, though. Sinclair replied, watching with a grim look on his face as the bare wires sparked and short-circuited. The robotic head soon stopped moving, only emitting discordant things. Then a song begins to fill the air. All the heads hung from the trees are singing the same song. The carol leaking through the vocal units of so many lifeless heads lands on the flames below.
이들에게 이단이란 건
It's clearer now than ever. Prosthetic body parts are heresy to them.
도시의 의체 보유자들이
Thought it was
보이게
quite.
된 지 꽤 오랜 시간이 흘렀지만
Thought it has been quite a while since prostheses were first introduced to the city.
여전히 그들의 모습을
Though it
보고
has been quite a
의제감을
while.
느끼는 사람들은 많죠.
Many people still find them foreign and alienating.
저희 마을은요.
Our town was
K사
called
의체
the
산업의
holy
성지라고 불릴
site
정도로
of Nest K's
주민
prosthetic
대부분이
industry.
하이엔드 의체 부품
Most of
제작에
the residents
종사하고
worked in
있었어요.
manufacturing high-end prostheses components.
크로마는 오래전부터
Chroma has
계속
been keeping an eye on our town for
우리
a long
마을을
time.
주시했던 거예요.
네 가족도
So, was your family?
네,
Yeah. My
저희
father was
아버지는
the owner of a fledgling
신생 의체
prosthetics
회사의
company too.
대표였어요.
Is that
그래서-
why?
아니,
No.
제가 보기엔
The way I see it,
이자들에게
attributing
그런
it to
거창한
the
사상 따위는 없어요.
high-flown cause of any kind is giving them too much credit.
그냥
They're
그냥 광기와
just
폭력에 매료된
lunatics,
미치광이죠.
consumed by madness and violence. Ishmael asserted to him. After a while of staring at the Christmas trees decorated with his neighbors, Sinclair turned to me. Manager,
관리자님,
I have a question if it's alright with
예전부터
you. What is it?
그
Well,
기분이
how
어떠세요?
does it feel? Feel?
네,
Yeah.
머리 대신 의체를 달고
I
있는
mean-
기분이 어떠냐고요.
How does it feel to have a prosthetic replacement for your head? I was a little taken aback since I've never had anyone to ask that kind of question before. The issue is that there's no way to know how I might have felt before I got a clock for a head. That's...
그
Oh, it's,
따지려
I'm
드는
not
게
trying to
아니라
argue with you or anything.
무례한 질문이었겠죠.
That was probably rude of me.
죄송해요.
I apologize. No need, it's alright. The other sinners were a billion times ruder to me with their daily interactions anyway. I'm afraid I can't answer that. I don't remember a single thing about my life before this clock.
그러시군요.
I see.
항상 궁금했어요.
I've always wondered what it feels
머리
like
대신
when there's
다른
something
것이
sitting
자리를
where
잡았을
your
때의
head should
기분은
be.
어떤지. 가족들은
My family said it's no
모자를 쓰고
different from wearing
시계를
a hat
걸치는 것과
or a
다를 바
watch.
없다고 말했지만 저는 아무리 떠올리려고
But I
해도
just couldn't picture it no matter
잘
what, no
상상이
matter,
되지 않더라고요.
no matter how I approached it. I want to see K-Corp Sinclair. I want to see prosthetic head Sinclair.
그 덕에
And now,
저만
I'm the
유일하게
only survivor
살아남았지만
thanks to that. I'm sure the procedure seemed terrifying at such a young age. You don't have to feel guilty about it.
아니에요.
That's not it.
그런 게 아니에요.
It's nothing like that.
전 단테 씨
I'm
생각처럼
afraid I'm not as innocent as you might
그렇게
think,
무고한
Dante.
사람이 아니에요.
Sinclair quietly hung his head. I racked my brains for an appropriate reply, but no suitable words of comfort came up. Only the unpleasant sounds of sparks and flames filled the street. Honestly, I am not surprised in the slightest. Racism is a big thing in the city. Or classism. No, that's been a big thing in the city from the beginning. Also, screw you, I got the bonus rewards. Ha 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 ha! Everyone's saying I couldn't complete the EX objectives without the three-tier up ties. Ha! You don't know the Parafox Archangel! Holy Night. Sinclair's hometown of Claw was a village of artisan prostheses. Faust detailed the growing tenacity of the public to avoid prostheses users as the distortion phenomenon becomes more frequent. Huh. Might as well use the same team again. Even though they really need leveling up. Hey PFA, what if, and hear me out, you use tickets? How dare you! Use tickets? What kind of man do you think I am? Do I take the shortcut to get through everything? No! You earn things through blood, sweat and tears, through hard labor, through the hard work of physically leveling up your characters. Just use the fucking tickets. Sounds like you want to suffer. I literally had a TV series for 4 years on YouTube called Masochistic Wednesdays. Do you not remember my Wednesdays were referred to as Masochistic Wednesdays? Of course I want to suffer! Counterpoint. Stop. Okay, fair point. Counterpoint. Stop suffering. It's a question. Do you still do Masochistic Wednesdays? I barely upload twice a week anymore. I have gotten so disorganized. And lazy and lack of willpower. You're overworking yourself. There's no such thing as overworking yourself. Until you are bleeding sweat, you are not overworking yourself. You know, that actually brings me to a very funny point about the culture of the world. Can I just have a moment to speak about the differences of culture? Because in America, where medical bills are skyrocketing through the roof, the culture is you go see the doctor even if you've got something as simple as a sniffle. So, yeah. But here in England, where the medical bills are free and we don't pay for medical treatment because of the NHS, we are basically have the mentality of, unless our guts are on the outside of our body, we don't need to see the doctor. Can we appreciate the irony of that? But the doctor's free, why wouldn't you go? Because British stubbornness. We are very stubborn people. Britain's just like, we don't need to see the doctor. Everything is fine. Have you seen Heathcliff? He's stubborn as heck. My point exactly. If we are going with Heathcliff is British, and with how bloody pecking stubborn he is... Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hello there. We're gonna see how the mariachi band do. Okay? Come on, mariachi band. What the Christ was that at the end then? Bash! Ching ching! I'm sorry, but that's hilarious. Is that just a genuine, like, general thing they do? I like how you did the shake at the beginning then, Sinclair. That's kind of cool. It's so funny. They say the low-speed characters are the ones all about, you know, taking damage, but they're really not, because the high-speed characters are the ones that do the clashing. Ah, yes, Mega Tree. Let's go. Let's go. Boom. He's still not staggered. What the peck? You can win that one. Hardly, but you can.
교전 시작합니다.
Just pecking die.
내가 너를 위해 기도할 것이니 넌
I
반드시
think numbers on the coins are bugged. No, it just doesn't show you the coins. Or doesn't affect the, dominating neutral thing when you're paralyzed. Paralyzed seems to be a debuff the game doesn't recognize very well at the moment for its statistics on determining whether you can win or not. Well, the fun thing here would be to do evade, 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 evade on all of him. But I can't do that because these guys are going to clash no matter what I do, so... This is why low-speed characters suck.
교전 시작합니다.
Low-speed characters genuinely suck. I genuinely dislike low-speed characters. Because they're meant to be tanky, but they don't have the chance to be tanky.
완벽한 승리를 바치리라.
Because the high-speed characters will always clash. It's just such a weird thing. Prosthetic bodies pile up like a landfill in a corner of the town. It brings me to think what my true self is. Ah, getting philosophical now, are you, Dante? Prosthetic bodies pile up like a landfill in a corner of the town. I could see that some of them were still conscious, letting out pained moans. The Inquisitors paid no heed. They strenuously jammed nails through each of their victims' chests, over and over, executing their pure intent.
심장을 꿰뚫었을 텐데 신체는
I've surely pierced their heart, yet still a pulse remains in their body. It must be patched with steel. Even the core of their humanity has been tainted by heresy. How filthy! A disgrace to flesh and bone. The Inquisitor began carefully pouring a bottle of liquid over the prosthetic person in what looked like a solemn ritual. Judging from the pungent smell, it was most certainly oil. Imbue the oil of humanity, ye heretic Soma. Those who cannot return to the earth find solace in scattering to smoke. A lit match was then thrown on the pile, letting rise a huge flame. With the sounds of sparks flying about, the air is soon filled with an acidic smell. It's not quite like the smell of burning flesh. The spreading fire finally brings the crackling glimmer in those prosthetic bodies to permanent darkness.
입으로는 정화를 말하면서
If this hellscape is their idea of purification, I'd rather stay unclean.
목과 망치는 언제나
Nagel and
인간성을
Hall
해석하는 데
has always
몰두하고
been devoted
있었다.
to scrutinizing the idea of humanity.
고통도 응당
Some
겪어야 하는
criticize
경험이라며
prosthetic use as they
의체를
believe
달고
that
있는
pain is
인간을
a
비난하던
necessary
자들도
component
있었지.
of the human
이렇게
experience. However, it never
행동으로 드러냈던
escalated to
적은
the extent
없었지만
of direct action that we are witnessing now.
아까부터 들었던 생각인데
I've been meaning to ask.
왜 그렇게
How do you know
엔사에게
so much about
빠삭한 거야
Encore?
당신?
내가 엔사
I
직원이었으니까
was once employed by Encore.
어?
What?
아니 저것들하고 같이
You used to
일했다고?
work with those people?
저들과 같이
I
일한
have
적은
never
없지만
worked with those specific
소속의
individuals.
관점에서 본다면
But in terms of
그렇다.
affiliation, you can say that I did. Come to think of it, this might be the first time I've heard of Missold actively talk about himself. Yeah! It is the first time! Turns out he's a person! Who knew? He would rarely recount anything related to him. Perhaps he felt it wasn't necessary to speak at all.
왜 진작 말하지 않은
Why
거야?
didn't you tell us that earlier?
그럼
You carry one of those
당신도
freaky
저런 괴상한
weapons
무기를
then?
지니고 다녔어?
굳이 이야기할 필요가
Am
있나?
I obligated to elaborate?
뭐?
The hell?
야,
Why don't you explain what
그럼
makes
내가
you
너랑
different
저
from those
새끼들이 같은
nutters then?
편인지 아닌지 어떻게 구분해야 하냐? 난 말이야.
Listen, mate. As much as I like to call our daft manager Clockface, I don't think they deserve by any means to be on the stage or chopping block.
말만
Those
번지르르
buggers talk big about purifying and all that, but all I see are a bunch of loonies who just need an excuse to kill, eh? I'm warming up to you, Heathcliff. I'm warming up to you, Heathcliff, and it's not, and it may just be because I've realized you're British, but I'm warming up to you, Heathcliff.
말해봐.
Speak
너도
up
저
then.
새끼들이랑
Are you like
똑같니?
those screw-loose bucketheads?
그런 것에 대해
There was a
생각한
time when I
시기도
thought about
있었지.
such things,
같은지 다른지
though I did not
답을
come to a
내놓지는
conclusion.
않았지만
그럼 지금이라도 답을
I want that
내놔봐,
damn
말이야.
conclusion now!
넌
Are you gonna
관리자님이
are you gonna
명령이랍시고
up and butcher all the townsfolk if your manager
그대로
just says
따를
so?
꼭 답을 내놓아야만 하나.
Must I give an
그
answer?
일이
That
업무를
does not aid
처리함에
us in
있어서
handling our
도움을
work.
주진 않는다. 사원은 명령에 따라
An
움직이는
employee
것이
must follow
규칙이다.
their employer's orders. The
베르길리우스,
terms Vigalis presented
그자가
state
내놓은
as
취업
such.
규칙에도 적혀 있을 텐데
I mean,
관리자가 행하라고
if the
하면
manager
행할
orders me to
뿐이다.
do such a thing, I will do it.
내
I may
생각이
provide my
필요하다고 말하면
input if I am told that
제공하겠지만
it is necessary,
그럴
but I do
필요도
not
없는
have a habit
상황에서
of rambling my
나불대는
thoughts
버릇은
unprompted.
없다.
뭐?
Pardon?
너
Are you
돌았냐?
round the twist? Do you got a chunk of
너야말로
metal for
머리
brains
깡통으로
like the
교체한
folks here?
놈들이랑 별반 차이가 없어 보이는데?
단백질이 16%,
I am
수분이
16%
60%,
protein,
무기질
60% water,
7%로 구성되어
7%
있다는
minerals, and
점에서
so forth. I
명확한
am
차이를
clearly
띠지.
different in terms of composition.
또한 불필요한
Moreover,
중금속은
unnecessary
나의
metals
구성
and
요소에
heavy metals
해당하지
do not
않는다.
comprise any portion of my body.
그 또한 차이다.
That is another difference. Heathcliff's face contorted with frustration. Massault was already an enigma, and he only felt ever more distance after this conversation.
하지만 전 예전부터 쭉
Now that you
궁금하긴
mention
했어요.
it, there's something I've been wondering.
단테님을
I've
정말
been thinking
인간으로
on
봐야
whether
할지
manager
말이에요.
Dante should be seen as a human.
그게 무슨 소리지?
What do you mean?
그러니까
What
단테
if,
씨가 말하는
when
건
dear man Dante
단테
is
씨가
speaking,
아니라
it's
저
actually the
시기일 수도
clock and
있다는
not the
거
person we know as
아닌가요?
Dante behind those words?
뭐?
Yeah?
진짜 시계
You're trying to tell me we were
있었다고?
being led by an actual clock? Good grief.
정말
You're
멍청한
reaching uncharted
발언들이네요.
depths of idiocy
반박할
with your
의욕도 안
theories.
생겨요.
I can't even be bothered to refute them.
그래도 전
Don't
지금 시계
misunderstand.
머리를
I
한
do like our
단테 씨가
Dante
좋아요.
with their clock-headedness.
나도 그래.
Honestly,
그냥 머리를
same.
되찾지
Why don't you
말고
just give up
평생
your
이 머리대로
finding old
있기만
head?
한데?
Just give up finding your old head and stick with that one.
그럴 리는
I know it's
없겠지만
probably not going to be
진짜
the
머리를
case,
되찾은
but what if
단테가
Dante's real
갑자기
head turned
엄청
out to be
못된 놈이었다거나
a
하면
super
어떡해.
evil or something?
뭐 우리 중에
Well,
관리자
there's only
양반의
one of
과거에
us who
대할
know anything about our
법관자는
manager Bud's past.
투명법.
Gregor's eyes naturally fell on Faust.
그 부분에 관해선 기밀
That's
사항이에요.
confidential information. Its
심지어
access is
보안
restricted
등급
to the highest
최상위죠.
security level. And I get the feeling I won't be able to read it for myself. It's only natural. I have no idea who or what I originally was, so I had nothing at my disposal to refute Hong Yu's light-hearted accusation. Maybe he's right, and I really am just a clock. Even if I ask Faust, there's no telling if she'll give me a real answer, and I wouldn't be able to discern the truths in such a thing either. There's even a slim chance that the real Dante is hidden away somewhere, and that I'm some advanced imitation trained to believe I have free will. In any case, sitting here and ruminating won't get me anywhere. Who knows, maybe I'll mount this thing on a wall when I find my real head. Ishmael sent me a chastising glare for even suggesting something like that, but she had no choice other than to shrug. Well, it is true. One wave? This fight is only one wave. Okay. What's the catch? Alright, go.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
무가치 않은 저항일 뿐이다.
Yep, Massault just being murder incarnate.
행동을
Kill.
개시합니다.
재미있는 순간이에요.
Right, one left.
이단은 정화할
Ah, marvelous. Die. It actually takes a lot to stagger these guys, doesn't it?
야, 재미있는 순간이에요. 늘 새롭다니까.
Not a lot to kill them, though. A lot to stagger them, but once they're staggered, they crumble quite fast. Alright, 316, Fortitude. With this, I will then be able to clear that other chapter. So, I can only feel pity for Sinclair's struggle to repress his fear. In looking at me, he is soon reminded of an old friend. Okay.
따라갈 준비는 끝났습니다.
자, 이제 어떡할까요? 지금 저희가 조용히
Okay.
이동하기만 하면
What should we do
다른
now?
신문관들에게
If we move
들키지
more
않고
quietly,
지나갈 수
we
있어요.
might be able to pass by the other Inquisitors unnoticed.
단테 씨,
Dante, I'd like to apologize in
죄송해요.
advance. That's not a good sign.
아시다시피
As you
저는
know,
다른
I'm
분들처럼
not as experienced
전투에
with
많은
fighting
경험이
like the
없어요.
others.
그래서 저놈들에게
Our foes might jab me in the
계속해서
heart
심장이
over
뚫리게
and
될 수도
over
있어요.
for that.
그래도
Will you bear that for
버텨주실 수
me?
있나요?
Sinclair was trembling so badly that it'd be pitiful for anyone to witness. I could tell he was desperately trying to suppress his fear. It wouldn't be the first time Sinclair has died. No, it wouldn't actually. He died in the cutscene. Whenever he bit the dust, I made sure to bring him back. But today he's newly asking for my understanding. He looked determined to confront them directly, even if it means he'll die again and again. A feeling quite unlike the fight a usual battle invokes. Maybe he's holding the kind of fear that comes with a certain courage. In that case, are you scared, Sinclair? Sinclair suddenly turned around and gave me a startled look. Did I say something weird?
아니요.
No, it's just...
오래전에
I was
같은 걸
reminded of a
물어보았던
friend who
친구가
asked me the same question.
생각나서요.
Oh? Sinclair opened his mouth after a brief pause. His voice cracked.
전 히스클리프 씨
I
말에
agree
동의해요.
with what Heathcliff said.
의체 머리를 가지고 있어도
Prosthetic head or
단테
not,
씨라는 사람이
you
달라지는
wouldn't
건
have been
없었을 거예요.
the same person regardless, Dante.
그리고
I guess the same could be
우리
said for my
가족들도
family.
마찬가지였겠죠.
Thanks, Sinclair. I think.
아니에요.
It's
이제부터
nothing.
진리도록
I
죽을
can't have
테니
you be too
너무
thankful when I...
고마워하시면 제가
I can't have
불편해요.
you be too thankful when I'm about to make you suffer by throwing my life away. Just as I realized that I forgot to ask what he said in response to the same question his friend had, Sinclair had already charged into the fray. Why, hello there. How many waves? 2 waves this time. Good, cool. I still find that hilarious. The maraca shake. It's just so random. Its existence is just random. Heck yourself!
이단은 정화했다. 이단은
I am the one who grips. And now we're against big guys. Okay, fine. First do that.
행동을 개시.
Go like that. Go, egos, go. Who the hell just got staggered? I think it was Ishmael.
위에 기도할 것이니 넌 반드시 부서진다.
Murder! Ooh, good murder. And how many can you stagger with this?
알아요.
None, but you hit one that was already staggered. Sinclair, do better. Oh, you are fucked.
야! 타! 늘 새롭다니까요.
Nope, bye-bye, Ishmael. Dominating. Dominating, sure. Come on, Faust, kill! God damn it, Faust. I love being able to just do that. Just a quick zap across the entire line.
이단은 정화했다.
We arrived at the Sinclair family estate. Crucified prosthetic bodies await us in the courtyard. One of them is someone we can't bear to see straight. Ha.
준비는 끝났습니다.
Fair enough.
명령 대기.
Sinclair's home was the largest mansion in the neighborhood, standing in the innermost part of town. One could see from a distance that a huge flame was engulfing the estate. I took a moment to try and imagine what this town could have looked like during its peaceful times. To bring to mind the times when the trees we saw near the town had lush, verdant leaves. How Sinclair would have been during those times. Or when everyone around him had died. I couldn't paint a clear picture of either happiness or despair. Nonetheless, I only hope that Sinclair can brace himself for the misfortune he'll soon have to face. This is awful, to say the least. A courtyard that would have once been a vast, flourishing garden, was now full of nails erected tall. A variety of prosthetic bodies were pierced on those towering nails. And the house was enveloped in a ferocious flame, ready to consume everything around it. While everyone's attention was drawn to I cannot say that word correctly. Sinclair's eyes drifted to the corner of the yard.
무덤들이
The grave?
파헤쳐져 있어?
The dug up? Following his gaze, I could see 3 graves that were violated. Sinclair's expression alone was enough for me and all the other sinners to guess who they were for. To execute the dead. This is nothing short of a devil's work. Father, mother, and sister. The family he mentioned. That's where they should be resting.
잠깐.
Halt!
거수자 한 명.
One uniform, straight
전방이다.
ahead.
휘파람 소리.
That whistling. I mean, it's just too funny when you think about it. Ooh, they appear right there in the courtyard too. Someone walked out of the burning household. Her laugh was simply sinister in every way imaginable.
썩지도 않는 몸뚱이들을
Why put so
정성스럽게
much effort
묻어놓는
into
거
burying
말이야.
bodies that can't even
그치?
rot? Am I right? Chroma!
그래도 여기
I'm
꽂힌
sure
애들
you'll
중에
find them
잘
around
찾아보면
somewhere
찾을
if
수
you
있을
look hard
거야.
enough. I do remember
내가
nailing
어디
those
꽂아놓긴
three.
했거든. 내 말 잘 들으면
Be
위치를
a good
알려줄
boy,
수도
and I might
있는데.
just tell you where they are.
어때, 싱클레어?
Well, Sinclair,
여기까지
you've grown a
찾아오다니
spine coming
많이
all the way
용감해진 것
here.
같은데? 시체들을 쳐다볼
Enough
용기도
of one of
기르고
those
온
to
거.
enough of one
맞지?
to look at the few dead bodies too, right? Why? Just why all this? Sinclair couldn't even speak properly.
비포 팀들은 어디 간 거지?
Where did our
이
before
지점까지
team get to?
왔다면 모습을
They've
보일
got to
정도는
turn up at
되었는데.
this point.
아,
Sinclair's got some
친구들.
buddies.
같이 숨어들어온 다른
Looking for the other
쥐새끼들을
filthy
찾나 봐.
ratlets that snuck in here?
좋아, 좋아.
Okay.
잘 봐.
Watch
내가
closely.
조명을 켜줄
I'll turn on the
테니까
lights, so
눈 크게
open
뜨고.
your eyes wide.
짜잔!
Well, James is dead. Where's Jesse? He's almost dead. Project Mooning it up. Here's the characters you got to know last episode. We know you love them and whatnot. Right? Here they are dead. At least they waited an entire chapter this time, rather than killing them at the end of the chapter. Alright, where's Sword? Effie. Effie was barely breathing. His limbs had been cut away. The deformed prosthetics were crudely lodged in their place. Effie! He was too mutilated to even speak a single word.
저대로라면
In his
온전히
current
사망까지
state, it will
걸리는
take
기간은
around 2 days for him to completely
평균적으로
die.
필요해요.
That means we have time to rescue him! That means we have time to rescue him!
장대에 서서히 꽂히면서
And the pole piercing him,
고통은 배가 되겠죠.
and the pole piercing through him will only amplify his suffering. Then,
관리자님,
Manager, I
저는
happen to know of a method to end a
사람을
life with as
최대한
little
고통없이
pain as
보낼
possible.
쓰였던 적이 많은
It's
기술이란
one that saw
말이죠.
many uses, in fact.
명령을 요청해도
May I ask you to give me the order? I looked to both Grigor and Ishmael. They gazed back at me and, as if in acknowledgement, dropped their heads low and bit their lips. I understood what that meant.
편해지도록.
Rest in peace. The collar of Otis's clothes brushed against the wind. Then silence. And it's then broken by Chroma's roaring laughter. By the way, they cut one of his arms to put on a prosthetic so they can justify killing him. We are not going to be able to save them. Also, pretty sure removing him from the stake just instantly kills him. Ah. At the same time, I could hear something else break.
어차피 다 같은
Really?
꼴이
It's
될 텐데.
hilarious to watch you all care for each other when you'll all meet the same fate anyway.
싱클레어,
Brings you back,
이러니까
doesn't
옛날
it,
생각나지
Sinclair?
않아? 그때 네
Your
표정도
face back then was
진짜
real,
볼만했었는데.
priceless.
크로마,
Chroma,
너는 죽어야만 해.
you have to die.
그게
Yeah.
맞는 것 같아.
I think that's the right way.
너는 내 손에.
You'll die by my... He was interrupted by the sound of a nail dragging across the floor.
궤도라는
It's
작자가
Gildo. We thought we had felled him with our bet, but not a scratch was on his body now. It was as if all of his injuries healed in a short time. Seeing him walk towards us in perfect condition fatigued the sinners. Rendered speechless, all they can muster from their hearts is a deep groan of contempt.
기도.
Gilda,
나머지는
why
왜
couldn't you
처리를
take out
못한
the
거야?
others?
용서하십시오, 쥐는
Forgive
자식.
my ineptitude, O one who
이렇게
grips. My incompetence allowed them to escape.
항상 경계해야 해.
You have to stay alert.
저 망할
You never know what's
철판들이
hidden under
머리에는
those cursed
뭐가
steel
숨겨져 있을지 알 수
craniums.
없거든.
명심하겠습니다. 쥐는
I shall
자식.
keep your word at heart, O one who grips.
재회는
Since the
끝났으니까
reunion is over,
나는
I'll be
다시
heading back.
돌아간다.
Chroma turns around to walk in the burning mansion.
크로마!
I can't do that as well, not with my voice in its current state.
돌아와!
Get back here! I'll swear! I'll grab you by my hand and...
아니지, 싱클레어.
Nope, Sinclair.
항상 그랬지만.
It's always been the other way around. A long smirk dances across Chroma's entire face. It's hard to tell if it's the violent blaze or Chroma's vice that's consuming the other. And then...
쥐는 건 나야.
I am the one who grips. Yeah. We are gonna grip you by the throat and head slam you on the floor. Right. 3 waves. Admittedly, we haven't been doing the best against these guys so far, but that's not gonna stop us this time.
교전
Kill.
시작합니다.
야! 타! 재미있는
Well done!
순간이에요.
That's why I love that ability.
침묵하라.
표적, 화표적, 무력화.
Hey, you know, Sinclair, it'd be nice if you win a fight when it says you can.
기드리라.
늘 새롭다니까요.
You know, it'd be nice if you didn't have to win every single coin flip. It is optional. You don't have to. What the fuck was that? Final skill power +2 with against units with nails at the end of turn. Chroma's whistles, we shall not fear, for the one who grips is with us.
머리통을 박살내주마.
I would like them to lose a coin flip, please. Is it really too much to ask that they lose a coin flip for once?
교전 시작합니다.
내가 너를 위해 기도할 것이니 넌 반드시 부서진다.
Eat fist!
늘 새롭다니까요.
You don't have to win. You don't have to win. You don't have to keep winning. You do know that. You can lose once in a while. You don't need to succeed every single time. You bloody pecking bloody bastards.
참여하게 되리라.
늘 새롭다니까요.
They have high SP, so their rolls are going to be heads more often than not. Is that genuinely what happens with SP? It increases the coin flip chance? I love how the game just doesn't explain these things. I love how the game literally does not explain half the mechanics.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요. 야!
Fucking die.
모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아요.
Why'd you hit the one that's already staggered? Why? Oh, fuck off! You don't need to spam 1,000 attacks on Sinclair! What the actual fuck? For those who want to see Sinclair corrode, this is the stage to do it. Only if he can survive, because apparently Mariachi sucks!
행동을 개시합니다.
You don't need to win every single time! I'm allowed to win once in a while! Go fuck yourself! Seriously! This is a joke!
내가 너를 위해 기도할 것이니
Skill 3 doesn't make a difference if you can't win coin flips! I don't think you guys realize this at this point. You need to win coin flips to be able to win fights. And if you can't win coin flips, you can never win a fight. So explain to me how I win if they can only roll heads and I can only roll tails. Your 3-star things don't make a difference at that point. They really do not. Okay. Go.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요. 늘 새롭다니까.
Murder a guy. Apparently win that somehow. I honestly am impressed. You get staggered.
너를 위해 기도할 것이니 넌 반드시 부서진다.
And apparently annihilated.
당연한 결과죠.
이단을 정화했다.
Okay. Wave 3 with this stupid whistle bullcrap. Use Faust's ego. I need 4 pride to use Faust's ego. It's either Faust's ego or Mersault's, and I would prefer the healing. Sinclair has impending day. That he does! But then I lose the damage bonus, and he's not clashing at the moment, so there's no point to him using it. He should use it when he's clashing.
교전 시작합니다. 표적 확인.
I love how I just can't tell what's going on. And everything is all over the place a lot of the time. Well, you're certainly fucked, my good chap.
내가 너를 위해 기도할 것이니 넌 반드시 부서진다.
Definitely fucked, my good chap. Right, we staggered 3 of them. Good job, guys. Good job.
교전 시작합니다.
You're screwed. Who's next? Are you actually going to hit more than one person?
모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아요.
No. No, you're not.
다음은 머리다.
Okay. Pecking die.
내가 너를 위해 기도할 것이니 넌 반드시 부서진다.
You've been pecked.
이단을 정화했다. 침묵하라. 이단을 정화했다.
But I need to do that again because I didn't get the bonus reward either way. Right, what does your ability upgrade what do your abilities upgrade into? You will get suppress, which is four dice. Ooh. It's actually 4 coins. That's really nice. Burst tremor, inflict rupture, inflict fragile. That's some very nice debuffs right there. You 4 plus 6 instead of 3 plus 6. And then 4 plus 3. I'm sorry, it increases her coin power, meaning she gets plus 3 power overall. Ooh, that's a nice upgrade. That's a very nice upgrade, increasing the coin power rather than the base power. I mean, it doesn't make a difference on something that's got 1 coin, but for this, that's very nice. Ooh. And it only costs 50 thread in total to up-tie a tier 2. I thought it was 80. In total. Man, tier 2s are actually quite cheap.
승진이요?
Alright.
알고 있었답니다.
Let's see this story then.
고맙다는 인사는 해야겠네요.
Up-tie identity. And then we see a cutscene. Panicking colleagues. Enemy inbound! 100 meters! Crap, we're out of ammo too! It was a clear emergency. The darkly clad children were terrified by an unknown threat with which they didn't know how to deal. Damn it! Should have known bringing less to save the company budget was a bad call. Not like we could earn a better review from HR or anything. So why'd... pay? The child's mouth went shut, for it suddenly dawned on them that their gun had stopped firing its projectiles. 25 meters! So this is the end for us. That's when their savior appeared, waving her golden hour hair. Relax, you two. I'll take charge from here. Miss Ishmael! With her shield raised, the child stared down her oncoming foe with unwavering resolve. This is Ishmael. I've joined up with the team at the operations site BA-21. We'll help them wipe out the damn rats. Over. Her firearm emitted flashes, a semaphore of salvation. Also, please refrain from making idiotic suggestions such as conversing the LCC's ammo in the future. We have well-heeled sponsors backing us. Along with flats of scathing lectures. Well, that was short. Screw it, I like this identity. Let's up-tie it. So let's see what the bonuses are. Clash plus 20%, heal 30%. Clash 40%, heal 50%. Inflict 5 rupture, heal 50%. Inflict 5 rupture. And then what's the bonuses? First we get eviscerate, which is stupid. Then 4 plus 3, so that increases by 1, meh. And then 6 plus 10, which also increases the base by 1, which is meh again. But it's a single coin, so that one doesn't matter. Screw it, let's see you in action, buggy boy!
형사! 앞으로도 최선을 다해서 보필하겠습니다, 관리자님!
Well, hello, buggy boy. The child slammed on and on. He could have been hacking away. Or perhaps he was stabbing. A medal embezzling his rank rested at the corner of his chest, as if to acknowledge the troubles he went through. The child's eyes, ones which once shone with vigorous gleam, have now been drained of any color. Was there any meaning to that war? The conflict of interests between multiple wings? Perhaps, but were the interests of many children who fought the war part of them? It certainly would be nice if they were. Because, for this child, there's no desire or wish of any kind on his face as he skewers the hearts of one enemy after another. The child used to salute with pure passion in his eyes, only a short while ago, but that span wasn't so short in his memory. And his tired, battered mind eventually settled on the conclusion that stifling his emotions amidst bloodshed was the right way to be. Or so it would seem. Alright. If that is for your sake, then, in its own way, it's the right thing to do.
하루를 마무리할 시간이네요.
Well, fair enough, Gregor. Good to see you. Let's just give you a couple of levels, shall we? What glitch is this? What glitch is this? I've got the main menu active right now. Why do I have the main menu here?
하루를 마무리할 시간이네요.
저한테
That's better.
명령대로.
Ah, let's see this eviscerate in action then.
순간이에요.
I don't know why we've cut to everyone else. Again, you don't have to win every coin flip.
이봐, 버틸 자신 있어?
이단을 정화해.
You're dead, good riddance.
표적 완전
Dead,
무력화.
good riddance. Bash, staggered.
너무 쉽잖아.
Dead, good riddance. And now we are on the last people. Kill, guys, kill.
이봐,
Lego Man for days. Yep. It's a really good one. It's really cheap as well.
그 자식은 아직 살아 있을 거야.
So close. Well, you're getting staggered.
내가 너를 위해 기도할 것이니 넌 반드시 부서진다. 똑같은 저항이 있다. 침묵하라.
You can do better than that, Sinclair. You whistle, but they're all staggered.
머리통을
Murder.
박살내주마.
I want my prize.
늘 새롭다니까요.
이단을 정화했다. 이단을 정화했다.
You don't regret thread spinning it. What the point? What is actually the point of thread spinning the egos? What is actually the point of it? Because it unlocks the passives, but it doesn't really do anything other than unlock the passives. Also, how the hell did you do the most damage? They're resistant to your damage type. How the heck did you do the most damage? I think that just shows the power of Gregor more than anything. Well, that explains everything. Why Sinclair's been acting so traumatized. Because he is! He has PTSD, ladies and gentlemen. Seems to be a common running theme within PM games that someone always has to have PTSD, doesn't it? Gotta wonder what's gonna happen, though. And I suppose the only way you're gonna find out is if you tune in next time for the next episode. But everyone, I'm afraid that until that next episode, it's time for me to bid thee all farewell, good day, and finally, good night.